Live on YouTube any minute now, so if you're watching the stream, guys, hello and welcome. This is the first stream that I've ever done where 100% of the stream is going to be focused on Q&A. So I have so many people attending my live streams, especially recently. Like, they've gone really crazy in the past, and I haven't really had chance to fully focus on chat and chat to you guys and answer all of your questions on Marvel Contest of Champions, because like chat gets like so spammed and cluttered, and while I'm trying to play the game, it's very distracting, you know. So I thought I'd do a stream where 100% of my focus is on the chat and also answering all your questions. So that is what we're gonna do today, guys. It's arena and chill without the arena. So we're 100% chill today, ladies and gentlemen. Why is my hair always messed up? That is my my hairstyle, or should I say lack of hairstyle, so hopefully that sufficiently answers the question there. Piece of me, yep, you've definitely been around on the channel quite a few times. Welcome to everybody that's just joined. So many people flooding in, but let's shout out some of the first few people. Badir, Jesse E, Rip93 Ford, Nathaniel, and Antonio, the first 5 to enter the live stream, guys. Appreciate that. You are well on the ball with the notification squad today. Hello, how am I doing today? Today has been an interesting day. I got up way too late today, but we have made some pretty decent progress today, especially in Transformers. Going to upload a video later today, finding the final boss of the game at the moment, which is pretty dope. Hey, what is up? Danush Tanai, thank you very much, man. Nice to know that we have a very diverse audience tuning in today. Who is my favorite champion? Good question. Well, it's probably Luke Cage. I mean, I have a Luke Cage shirt now, so I believe, you know, he qualifies as my #1 champion. I could say Scarlet Witch, guys, but I don't have a Scarlet Witch shirt, so I think I'd straight up be lying to you. Any more rumors for specials? I would assume there's probably going to be some stuff around Christmas. There wasn't any offer on yesterday, on Monday, which is a tad odd because usually there's like a new offer every Monday, sometimes every Wednesday, and usually on a Friday. And we didn't get one yesterday, which is a little bit weird. I feel like they're going to save something up maybe for the end of, you know, the 2-year anniversary week. I think we might be seeing another couple of offers there. But I think there's definitely going to be some stuff over Christmas. So if you're thinking of spending money on the game, if you're like, got your wallet at the ready, I would say save and wait for like a new really dang Christmas offer to come out. Hey, sorry, dude, just reading chat. Seating, Gridaclaws here. How many times per fight can you throw up Ghost Rider's heavy heal? Just once. It's actually, you can actually reset. Basically, whenever you use the heal and the heavy attack, it triggers a judgment on the enemy, and a way to kind of reset all of your judgments is by using your level 3. So you can do it like multiple times, but you know, you have to use a level 3 to reset it. So practically on like short fights, you know, you can't really reset the heal, but via using certain combinations of, you know, maybe a light attack combo chain and a medium attack combo chain, followed with a level 1 and then a heavy attack. That's going to be a really long heal for kind of those medium length fights, which is a pretty good combo. There are a lot of ways you can play Ghost Rider. A lot to do. Wow, I didn't expect so many people to flood in, guys. We've been live for like 3 minutes. We got 164 people in chat. How do I feel about Ghost Rider? I feel like Ghost Rider has a very high skill cap, and a lot of different ways that you can play the champion in different scenarios. I think I'm fairly comfortable in saying that he is by far the most complex champion in the game to play and fully master at the moment. So yeah, it's going to take a little bit of getting used to. I mean, I fought Realm of Legends Winter Soldier earlier, and I messed up so much. I messed up the combos like a ridiculous amount of times. It was not too good. Do I think it's bad to hoard crystals? Brian Grant actually did a really interesting video on this. I think to a certain extent it's bad to hoard crystals if you don't have like some of the top tier champions, because that's kind of limiting your progression. And also it's bad in the sense of if you're a newer player and you have somewhat of a lacking roster to like grind points in arena to get all the milestones and good rewards, then in some way, if you're hoarding crystals and not opening them, then you are setting yourself back quite a bit by you know, not opening them, getting the new champions, or like getting the best champions to quickly and efficiently clear content. So yeah, I think for the most part, hoarding is bad, but in some cases it does make sense. If you're trying to achieve like a certain milestone on a personal event, or I think if you're doing like mini hoarding, so if you're hoarding for kind of crystal opening events and also level up events, that seems pretty efficient. But if you're hoarding for months and months at a time, as a newer player, not a very good idea. Maybe as a veteran, even as a veteran, it's like not the best idea. But I can understand why some people do it. I definitely understand. It makes for some brilliant crystal openings as well. Link for signature ability calculator. Oh, I'll get that for you now, man. Signature ability calculator. You just type in Marvel Contest of Champions signature ability calculator on Google. It's pretty easy to do. That is also one of the things, guys, like 90%, just a pro tip, guys, a pro tip, 90% of your MCOC questions can be answered by Google. Like, I don't want to say this, but there you go. Okay, there's a link to the calculator. Definitely bookmark it, because it's very useful. Shall I rank to 440, 4-star Moon Knight, X-Force, Deadpool, or Captain Marvel? Anyone is duped. Moon Knight. Out of all those characters, none of them, like, spring out as, like, an amazing 440 champion if it's your first one. So I'd probably save, personally, if I were in your circumstance, I'd save my rank up components, because initially, you know, when you're getting your first 440 champions, it does take, like, quite a lot of time to get the first few ones. So I'd maybe, in your scenario, save for, like, a Doctor Strange or a Scarlet Witch Black Widow dupe for Captain America, just something that's really powerful and is gonna be like a really vital component to your progression in endgame. Again, one of the very important things you need to bear in mind with rank 4 champions is that overall in the spectrum of the game, for the average player, only about like 25 to 30% of your roster will be able to make it past rank 4. So think about like all of the champions in the game, and in my opinion, none of those champions are like in the top 25%. There are some that come close, like Captain Marvel and Moon Knight are pretty good, but they're not like amazing champions. Like, they're just pretty good. But you want to settle for nothing but amazing. What do you think of Howard the Duck? Howard the Duck is a dope champion. I actually need to do a video on Howard the Duck, explaining his abilities and talking about him a little bit more. I was a bit upset that his level 1 couldn't infinitely stack that debuff, but it's still pretty good. Still pretty good champion. Very fun to play. Lots of interesting utility. So, Sorgi asks if there was any Act 5 news recently, and we did have, what was it, at Brazilian Comic-Con, there were, like, release dates for everything in the future, kind of roughly revealed, and it looks like Act 5 is going to be coming in February of next year. Do you think Ghost Rider is better than Doctor Strange? I think circumstantially they both have their uses. Overall, though, I still think Doctor Strange is a little bit of a better champion, although the big kind of con for Doctor Strange at Endgame is he is so lacking in prestige. So for somebody who hasn't been playing the game for that long and really needs to think carefully about prestige when I rank up my characters if I want to be in a really competitive endgame alliance, it looks like Ghost Rider is the champion that I'm going to bring up above Strange first. Tips of fighting Ultron Prime on Master, Scarlet Witch or 4. Those champions will absolutely destroy him. You just need to be aware. Also, Dupe level 99 in Black Widow, if you got her as a freestyle, will be pretty good. Ultron, the classic version that you'll fight on Master Mode. Again, we covered this in the video. If you haven't already seen the Let's Play video, I'd suggest watching that. Just for like some tips and fighting styles, but you just got to evade those level 1s and be aware that he seems to evade a lot more aggressively than the Ultron Prime version, the version that you're used to. He seems like every 7 seconds, as soon as it's on cooldown, he will like take an evade. So he just seems to do that a little bit more often, and that's something I noticed with the champion. I'm not too sure if that's intended or not, or just a wild coincidence. What are my thoughts on Ultron? If it's the Prime version, the one that's readily available to everyone, he's a dope champion, very good for Alliance War Defense and Alliance Quest. It's pretty good. When will I continue Character of the Day, Champion of the Day? There will definitely be a new episode coming tomorrow. I might do another one today. I got very sidetracked with both the... It was 2 big waves of stuff to do at once. It was the new event, the Howard and Hyperion's Holiday Hijinks. We had to do a lot of videos around that. and also Transformers. I was not expecting Transformers to be out for a very, very long time. And the fact, you know, that they've released it, and I'm in this position where I can cover the game and learn everything very, very early, from a YouTube perspective, sets me up in an amazing place for when they eventually decide to launch the game. I mean, I can imagine, like, a lot of you maybe not too interested in Transformers at the moment, which is totally fine. The Marvel Contest of Champions content will not be stopping, but come around release, it just sets me up in a really, really good position to bring, like, a ton of new subscribers and a large new audience to my channel, which, you know, as somebody that does this full time as a business, is a very seems to be a very, very good business move. I mean, that's banking, of course, on the game being a success. But, you know, reading interviews with, like, Kevin Chow and stuff, it looks like they've got a marketing budget of about $10 million dedicated to Transformers Forged to Fight. So I imagine with that, you know, budget, they can entice quite a large audience to play the game. And, yeah, have a pretty insane marketing campaign for that. Very, very excited. Something that I'm very keen to, you know, try and get involved in as well. I mean, I wouldn't mind a little bit of that 10 million marketing budget. How do you get Alpha Catalyst quickly? So we've actually got a guide on the channel for this, Jacob, but it's mainly being in an active alliance is probably the best tip I can give you to get Alpha Catalyst quickly, because via stuff like Alliance Quest and also, just Alliance events as well, especially the 3-day events. Like, I get at least one tier 1 Alpha Catalyst, like, every 3 days, and it's pretty cool. Parkour Kid is here. There you go, man. You've been noticed. It is a really, really good game, Transformers Forged to Fight. It does have a lot of potential, so I'm interested to see where they take it. I mean, it's very lacking in content at the moment, just because, you know, they just launched the game, but there's a lot of stuff kind of, like, teased in the game that isn't actually added yet. Hey, Raz, what is up, man? It's going very well. I'm from the south of England, but if Kabam's legal team asks while I'm playing Transformers Forged to Fight, I'm a resident of Denmark. Do you think Carnage or Anti-Venom would ever be added? I think Carnage is most likely going to be added either with the Spider-Man Homecoming release, or there looks to be some sort of, like, Punisher versus Carnage event actually teased toward the end of, I believe it's the end of 2017, so it's likely that we might not only see Carnage, but a new version of Punisher, who's hopefully a lot more badass. Hey, what is up, Tim Hanks? It's going very well, thank you. John Wood says, stick to MCOC. Well, I could stick to MCOC, and we'll definitely be continuing the videos, but in terms of, you know, this as a business and a career for myself, there is a very popular phrase called, don't put all of your eggs in one basket, because, you know, if something goes tits up with MCOC, which it might well do in the future, I mean, I don't anticipate anything in the shorter term, but, you know, I don't want the basket to break, guys. Don't want the basket to break and me be, like, completely up shit creek without a paddle, I believe is also the expression. Hey, what is up, Carl? Pleasure to have you here. My day's going pretty well. Is Quake a good champion? Quake is a really good champion when she's duped and awakened. Gains some additional block proficiency and is pretty dope. Unless that basket is really hot. Yep. You know it, Aaron. You know it. I mean, if it's like, what is it? Pokemon Go. Pokemon Go is a perfect example of that. So many people went 100% Pokemon Go with their channel as soon as it launched, and then quickly found out, like a month after release or so, which actually doesn't really matter too much, that the audience went from, like, this massive pool of millions and millions of players to, you know, like, tens of thousands. Like, it diminished very quickly. So you need to play the YouTube game a little bit smart sometimes. I'll book you a travel lodge. Oh, wow, that's incredibly nice of you, John. I will take you up on that offer if it all goes tits up, man. I know who I'm calling for a travel lodge. Hello, you look from Russia. I don't really know what that means, but I think that means you look Russian. I guess that's a compliment, because Russian men, they're quite badass, aren't they? So, it's pretty decent, man. Arena and chill without Reno. You know it, man. This is straight. This is raw chill this evening. How about Iron Fist? Iron Fist is a pretty dope champion. We did a video on him, Iron Fist Champion of the Day, about a week and a half ago. It's pretty decent. Do you think MCOC graphics should be turned 3D like Transformers? I think I like that the two games have a very separate combat style for the meantime. I'm not too sure if I'd like to see, Transformers 3D combat added to Marvel Contest of Champions. I think it'd be a little bit weird in the context of the game. But yeah, it's a very nice difference between the two games at the moment. See, and how do I defeat the 4.3.6 Venom boss without a Ronin stun chain? Well, I personally used, the first time I beat Venom in that chapter, I used a Scarlet Witch, 4-star one, and just zugged it down. But ideally, you do need a Ronin. You can actually even use a 2-star Ronin if you don't have a 3 or 4-star one. But in terms of like Act 4 exploration, in my opinion, in terms of like the priority and the progression path throughout the game, I personally think that Realm of Legends is easier than doing Act 4 100%. So if you haven't already done Realm of Legends, I'd probably do that, get the Ronin, because then that puts you in a really good place for not only the Venom in 4.3.6, but also the Juggernaut in what is it, 4.3.3? So yeah, that Ronin is a very, very handy tool. Are crystal samples worth it? No, definitely not. They're just like free featured hero crystals in an expensive bundle. Same drop rates as premium hero crystals. Well, we think they're about the same drop rate as premium hero crystals. Yeah, so they're not great, guys. They're not great. Hi Cian, I've been in the game for a long time. I'm at 240,000 plus rating, but I'm starting to get bored and I don't want to quit. Please, any ideas of how to refresh and get back into the game? I think, it really depends. It's kind of like whatever you're doing, man. You need to have targets. You need to have something you want to accomplish to actually like stay motivated and play in the game. I mean, if you're out of stuff to do, if you're bored, then I'd maybe suggest like taking a break or just playing something else for a while until like new exciting challenges come along. Or just kind of thinking about fun challenges that you can do for yourself. Do you want to beat Maestro with only 3-star champions? Do you want to do like all the difficult events that come out on Master Mode with 3 stars? I think, after you're out of challenges that the game throws at you, you kind of have to make up your own. But like, yeah, it's a bit limited to that, really. I mean, if you're burnt out on the game, like, honestly, just take a step back, man. Take a couple of weeks. There's nothing too much. I guess with the alliance system, it kind of does force you to, if you want to be in an active alliance, continue progressing, stay very active in the game, but just kind of tone down what you're playing. Speaking to a lot of veteran players, a lot of people, what really burns them out, and I can definitely relate to this, is doing arena. Lots of arena is so tedious, it's so boring. So when people, most of the time that I speak to, are getting burnt out, they kind of take a step back and just focus on like Alliance Quest, Alliance War, and maybe doing like a few bits and bobs for the Alliance events, getting those minimum cut-offs. I think that's probably the best thing to do, kind of tone down your play. But I find Alliance Quest and Alliance War quite fun for the most part. Parkour Kid here. If you go onto my channel a few months ago, got a guide on how to record like mobile gameplay and live stream and stuff. Basically want to use OBS and Reflector too, but go through the channel, have a little bit of a dig, and you'll find the video guide there. Have I ever beat Maestro with a 3-star champion? I have beat Maestro with a 3-star Scarlet Witch. It is very easy to beat Maestro with a 3-star Scarlet Witch. I'm feeling like John Cena at the moment. Seeing can't see you. I can, the Amal. I'm trying to read this chat as fast as I can. I didn't expect that like 300 people would just come to watch me jabber on about questions. Oh, Sean, do I appreciate Sakib getting me into 502? Of course, man. Sakib is number one buddy worldwide. I really do like K502. They're a pretty solid alliance for the most part. When are you making the move to Endgame Alliance? What is my prestige? I'm actually in an Endgame Alliance. Well, Endgame Alliance in the sense that we get a tier 4 class catalyst every other week. But I have way more tier 4 class catalyst than I need at the moment. I mean, just looking at, I'll show you guys, is it tier 4? Yeah, it's tier 4. I'll show you guys my tier 4s at the moment. We have so many. So we have almost enough to bring 2 Cosmic Champions to 550. Almost enough to bring 2 Science ones up. Almost got, well, we're like 1 Mystic and a bit off another one. And, what is it, Skill ones? We've got 3, so we can bring the Black Widow up. So we're actually quite close to being able to bring a total of 5 champions up to 550, but I have nowhere near enough gold. So expensive to rank up champions at that final level. Please explain summoner level and rating, how to move up in both. Well, I guess for most people, those, in terms of the wider spectrum of the game, summoner level and your rating don't really matter all that much. Like, in terms of like actual practicality, don't really help you advance too much. I guess level's pretty nice for kind of getting additional mastery points, but if you want to reach max level, just like fully explore Act 4. That'll take so long and give you so much XP. But yeah, apart from that, it's kind of just like play the game, do all the quests to get max level, and in terms of your rating, just get as many new champions as you can. It's as easy as that, really. We will be continuing Champion of the Day, definitely tomorrow, might do one today as well. Do I have any plans to create my own alliance? No, never. That would be so much admin work from my end. Definitely wouldn't do that. Sorry to ruin that dream, guys. Plus, my audience is a little bit larger than the 30 limit that an alliance would hold, so it would not be a fun experience. Would not be a fun experience. And I'm struggling to see how Widow is so OP. Could you explain it to me? I can explain it to you. So Black Widow, she ideally needs to be at dupe level 99, and that's what makes her really, really powerful. She reduces defensive ability accuracy on the opponent. So defensive ability accuracy is anything that triggers when you hit the opponent. So this is stuff like evade, damage back, regeneration. So when you're fighting a champion like Electro against like pretty much every other character in the game, Electro returns 35% of the damage dealt to him, meaning that, you know, if you're all playing with like a Scarlet Witch, Doctor Strange, Captain America, they're going to take like a lot of damage fighting the Electro, whereas Black Widow, if she's dupe level 99, is going to completely bypass all of that damage, and you can just fight the champion normally. Same with like a champion like Spider-Man. You know, if you're playing with like a Doctor Strange, Scarlet Witch, Captain America, you're going to be getting like a lot of evades, but with Black Widow at dupe level 99, it's not going to be able to evade, because bypassing anything that would trigger when the opponent is being hit. So that is what makes Black Widow very dope. Very good champion for Alliance War. When am I going for Labyrinth of Legends? When I get a little bit better at the game, and when I have a little bit more time. I think at the moment, like, I just focusing on getting out some nice daily Marvel Contest of Champions content, and also making some dope stuff on the new Transformers game while that is hot off the press. What about 2-star Black Widow? Is that alright? Well, the context in which Black Widow is mostly used is endgame Alliance War, so you kinda need a 4-star one, you know? Because even when you're taking those blocked hits and parrying, you're still going to be taking a little bit of damage, because Black Widow, one of her weaknesses is she has pretty terrible block proficiency, so you kinda do need a 4-star one. Is it worth leveling up Loki? In my... Sorry guys, I read a comment while I'm not going to read that comment out. Okay, what was I saying? Loki is a good champion for prestige. Aside from that, not much else. So unless you're really, really thirsty for prestige, then there are much better options for your Catalyst. Mystic is such a powerful class, especially, you know, when you look at champions like Doctor Strange, Guillotine, Scarlet Witch, Mordo, Dr. Voodoo, Magic. There are so many crazy overpowered champions in Mystic, and Loki just isn't a very good champion in comparison. Seen as a dank meme, I appreciate that, Raz. Drop that diss track on Spider-Gwen. Hi Cian, my question is this: why are you such a handsome lad? Well, contest champion, it's a mixture of you probably being moderately intoxicated and also genetics. You know, I've got that going for me. But massive shout out to Brian Grant, who is actually, guys, the most handsome YouTuber. I think the rankings probably go. Oh, I can't decide. I think it's probably Brian Grant, Dorky Diggity Dave, and then I think I come in at third in like most handsome YouTubers, because like Brian Grant, guys, he's a really handsome man. Like I can't argue with that. But Dorky Diggity Dave is also a very handsome man, so I feel like they're up there in the god tier in terms of handsome YouTubers, where I'm kind of in like the average, maybe the good tier, maybe the good, in the right light, the good tier. But yeah, it works. Am I kidding about Luke Cage being your favorite? Of course not, the Yamal. He's by far the best champion in the game. What's the fast way to get 4 stars? Well, Beast, if you go to the channel, we've got a video guide playlist, and there is a good guide on there called 8 ways to get 4-star champions, and that will tell you all the various ways in game that you can obtain 4-star crystal shards to get those sweet and juicy 4-star champions. Exactly, Dave does have the muscles. Dave is absolutely shredded, man. I can't believe that guy. Like, I heard every time he gets a 2-star champion, he does a sit-up, and that's how he's so hench, guys. He's just constantly being disappointed, but he turns that disappointment into gains. You know, just word on the street. Who's better, She-Hulk or Red Hulk? Who should I max out? Well, I don't believe in terms of, like, if 550ing, like, if that's what you mean by max out, I don't think any of those champions are worthy of being maxed out. I don't really rate either champion, like, too much. I think they're good champions, but they're not, like, great. She-Hulk is quite good for the stun, and Red Hulk's got, like, some decent damage, but there are much better science champions, in my opinion, like the Electro, the Quake, both versions of Captain America, and the dupe Spider-Man. They're much better science champions, and also Yellow Jacket as well. So, I think that's one of the things that, you know, when you're thinking about how good a champion is, like, you've got to think, is it ever going to make it past rank 4? Like, is it one of the top 25% champions in the game? And if so, yeah, maybe I'll make it past rank 4, but champions like Red Hulk, I guess Red Hulk's pretty good for prestige, but Quake's better. Quake is better. Thank you very much, Kenneth. I appreciate that. What champions do you need to be able to clear Realm of Legends? Well, you kind of need 2 key champions to be able to clear Realm of Legends. So, you need a champion that can deal with every other fight, like a really stacked boss that has like 500,000. So ideally you need like a Star-Lord, the Scarlet Witch of 4, just a champion that is like amazing for damage and you can play really well for every fight apart from Wolverine. And then with Wolverine you ideally need a Guillotine or a dupe level 99 Black Widow. I think Guillotine is by far the easiest way to kill Realm of Legends Wolverine. Some people have some trouble with it though. But, like, personally, I didn't experience that. Like, when first time I ever did Realm of Legends, I was so scared to fight Wolverine. Because just reading the forums, reading Reddit, everywhere, everyone was like, oh, Wolverine, when you get to him, he's just going to make you cry. And then I went in with my Guillotine, who was a 4-star champion at 330, and just one-shot it. It was so easy. I think providing you can play aggressively and you can do those really quick draw parries after you've done a combo, then it's a really easy fight. But you have to get a little bit lucky as well, it's that. But I think for the average player, if you're like infinite streaking in arena and you can fight fairly well, then it's pretty easy to do a Guillotine. But that's just my opinion. Some people don't have too much luck, but we'll see. I'm very much looking forward to going to America next year, guys. I've been saving up those pennies. Gonna go to New York Comic Con next year. I was actually talking, I met a guy from America when I went to YouTube Space, and he very much suggested to move to New York, the outskirts of it. So guys, it's official. Me and Brian Grant, aka Contest Champion, we're gonna be moving in together. He actually doesn't know about this yet, and neither does his girlfriend. But I'm pretty sure they're gonna be quite happy for us. But doesn't his regen suck unduped? Who are we talking about? If you're on about Wolverine, yep, his regen does suck. Well, it doesn't totally suck unduped. It's just not that great. Could Realm of Legends Wolvie be killed by a 2-star guillotine? Yes, indeed he can. There's actually videos of it on YouTube if you want to check that out. So I think for the average player, like, well, but maybe like above average. If you're doing Realm of Legends, guys, you're above average. I think for the above average player, you could probably get Wolverine down with a 3-star guillotine quite easy. When am I going to do a video with Dave? Dave actually like hit us up about a potential collab, so we'll see. There might be something coming out pretty soon as well, guys. I do not know, but we'll see, guys. I keep an eye on the old YouTubes. Do I play Transformers because Kabam pay me? No, I totally wish they paid me to play the game. I actually mainly, you know, I really enjoy the game. But it's, what am I trying to say? What am I trying to say here? It's like really good at the moment for me to be playing Transformers. One, because it's an amazing game, really fun to play, especially with the third dimensional combat, and it puts me in like a really good position as a YouTuber for the global release of the game, having like all those amazing guides on the characters. So yeah, it kind of fits both my criteria of being a game that I really enjoy playing and something that I believe is going to be very popular when it comes to global release, so quite excited for that. But, you know, if Kabam do want to pay me, then I'll be pretty happy to do that, man. But any paid or sponsored content that I do on the channel, I mean, we've done quite a bit of it before with some of the Rift videos and some of the mobile game videos like the racing one and the World of Tanks. If I'm ever doing sponsored stuff, like, you guys will know, like, within the first 30 seconds of video, I'll be like, yep, this video is sponsored. I'm pretty happy and willing to disclose sponsored stuff. Like, your boy, he occasionally needs those fat paychecks, guys. He occasionally needs those fat paychecks. So, I do sponsored stuff, but none of the Kabam stuff is sponsored yet, guys, yet. Maybe in the future, hopefully. That'd be pretty dope. I mean, they seem to have a pretty big marketing budget of like $10 million assigned to the game. So, you know, if they want to give me, I don't know, like 10% of that, I'll tell everyone how great the game is. I'll like go out on the street with, I don't know, an iPad and be like, hey guys, you seen this game? It's pretty dope. Okay, let's have a look at some of the questions. Cian, 4-star and Doctor Strange. 4-star 4 and Doctor Strange, is this awesome or not? This is awesome. Well, 4's only a good champion if he's duped or awakened. Doctor Strange does not need to be duped to be a decent champion. Am I actually related to the Super Gaming family? I wish. Unfortunately not. We just kind of like, we got this like best friends thing going on, but you know, we're not actually blood related. Do I think Transformers will be an MCOC killer? No, I do not. I think they're both going to have a very different audience, but I feel like there's going to be some crossover in the community. Although I think Transformers is going to be a very popular game. Well, you know, I'm banking, hopefully, banking on it being a pretty decent game. But we shall see. Any ideas on Christmas deals? I think there will be some coming. I don't know what they'll be. I imagine, though, they might have some sort of crazy Christmas crystal, which might offer a Kang. I feel like there's going to be a Kang, guys. You know, there was a Kang last year, a 4-star Kang, and Mr. LT got a 4-star Kang, guys. And I feel like I can't be the second best YouTuber if I don't have a 4-star Kang. So I need to get up there. We shall see. What are my thoughts on a full Suicide Mastery setup? I mean, it's great for grinding Arena and getting that done quickly, but in terms of, like, the overall game, I think it really limits what you can do, like, in Alliance Quest and Alliance War, because it really kind of sets you back on certain nodes. I don't think it's overall that great for most aspects of the game, but I can see how it's very, very useful for grinding a lot of points in Arena very, very quickly. What do you want out of the new update? Hyperion, Halberduck, Cable, or Gwenpool? Out of all the new champions, I'm most excited for Cable. We did like a Cable versus Gwenpool analysis video, what was it, a couple of days ago on Sunday. And yeah, Cable just seems amazing for so many aspects of the game. So Assad asks, Cian, since you awaken your Ghost Rider, you should try the Quake team with Hawkeye that gives 12% ability accuracy. You should try on stream. I could do. I don't see how the ability accuracy would benefit. If it increases the chance to trigger my judgments, I guess that might be pretty good. But I feel like for Ghost Rider, just for my brief time playing him, I think the best team setup might be a full damage, kind of like an X-Men team synergy, but I like playing the character with a power gain team so you can quickly cycle through all the judgments quicker. That's pretty good. Thank you very much, Justin Bergen. Shout out to you, man. Appreciate all the support. Video request, please make a How to Fight series. Groot or Ultron are still a little bit difficult to fight. That's actually quite a good idea for a series. I like that one. A lot of people struggle with Groot. And I've made Groot my bitch now, so I'd be quite happy to do that. So yeah, really good shout out there, Deepak Davis, Deep Tack Das. Sorry, man. Just chat is flickering by. What do you think about Hyperion? I think Hyperion seems to be an excellent Alliance War defender. Seems like an okay, fun champion to play. I can't pinpoint exactly what he's going to be like super great for in the game yet, but I'd be interested to get thoughts for anybody that already has and has brought up a 4-star Hyperion. In terms of prestige, he's still lower than Phoenix, so he's not going to be used by that for a lot of top players. Cian, do I have any God tier without Thor and Doctor Strange? Well, considering I don't have your roster in front of me, Order 66, I can't unfortunately answer that question. Sorry guys, I'm just reading some of the comments. These are some pretty great comments from some of you. Do I play any other games? At the moment, what games do I play? So I play a lot of Marvel Contest of Champions and a lot of Transformers Forged to Fight, especially in the last week. Outside of that, kind of my fun, like, relaxing game is I play Hearthstone, which, to be honest, isn't a relaxing game, guys. I just get really salty whenever I'm playing it. So it's an okay game. I actually really like Hearthstone. Been playing it for years. But I like a lot of the development team behind Hearthstone, and a lot of the philosophy of the game design is really good. I really like that. And I like that they have stuff like a pity timer on the pack openings, so, you know, you can't open more than like 50 packs without getting a legendary card. And there's so much stuff and design principles in Hearthstone that I'd love to see added to Marvel Contest of Champions. I'd love to see a pity timer for premium hero crystals, like 1 in every 50 should be a guaranteed 4-star champion if you haven't already pulled one. But that's just what I'd like to see. Please explain Prestige. Impossible. You're gonna like this. I've actually done a video guide on Prestige. If you head over to the channel, go to the guides playlist, and there is a 10-minute guide talking you all about Prestige, its uses in the game, and how to calculate it. It's a pretty good guide, man. A pretty good guide. Very happy with it. With the best champions for Alliance War Defense, there are so many of them. Some of my favorites: Mordo, Electro, Spider-Man, Ultron, Magic, Juggernaut. Yeah, just check out my, if you type into Google Seaton's tier list 2.0, then you'll come up with my tier list for champions, which is my ranking for all the champions in game, and we have an Alliance War Defender section on there, so if you check that out, you'll get all my thoughts on that. Yes, Ben Brode's laugh is incredible. Damn right, contest champion, damn right. I also love Ben Brode's, Developer Insights video. I think one of the things that ideally, like, I and some of the YouTube community want to work toward next year is kind of creating a bit more of a dialogue with some of the developers of Marvel Contest of Champions. It would be really good to get them on some, like, live streams, or we could do like a podcast or some interviews. I'd really like to do an interview just to find out, like, the design process behind, like, champions, and how decisions are made, and how, like, maps are made, and what goes into, you know, so many various aspects of the game. And just kind of, like, ask about, like, champion balance. Like, why isn't Spider-Gwen, like, a better champion? Like, how do they select champions for a review and revamp? I think that's a lot of the stuff that, you know, would help us as a community better understand, you know, what's going through their design process when they're thinking about a lot of stuff. So I'd like to see that come 2017, but I feel like we're making good progress in getting a bit more of an open dialogue with Kabam, because before this year, we didn't really get much of that, but Contest Champion, especially, you know, at New York Comic Con, shout out to the old Brian Grant yet again. He did an excellent job talking with Dora and Mike and all the developers, and we had a bit of an on-stream interview there. So I think, yeah, that's something that me and Brian would very much like to see, because everybody's just so curious. They're just this big mystery, Kabam, for the most part. And they replied to Kabam, Mike, and Adora. Fair play to them. They replied to a lot of stuff on the forums, but a lot of these replies and knowledge, because the forums, I honestly don't think that much of, like, the end game community likes going on the forums, because the forums, especially Marvel Contest of Champions, I hate them because they're so toxic. Like, honestly, it's like the worst place to go. Whereas if you go onto, like, Reddit, Twitter, or Facebook, you have these large communities, filled with mainly so much positivity, so much lovely people, whereas the forums just seem to incite the worst in people in this game. It's mainly like people throwing crap at the devs. It's mainly people that are really angry at stuff, and they just, you know, shit on the devs. So I'd kind of like to, you know, bring some of the Kabam discussion into the more positive regions of the community. But we'll see. We shall see. We're gonna double team them, man. We are gonna double team them at New York Comic Con. It's gonna be incredible. Who's my favorite superhero? Not in the game. Well, he's not really a superhero. It's more of a villain. Somebody said I have beef with. I have no beef with Rich. I don't have beef with any of the YouTubers at the moment. So that's pretty good, guys. Well, I'm pretty cool with everyone. I think the only thing is in terms of, like, my videos and what I make, I'm very much like introverted when I make my videos. Like, I don't often like to collaborate with other people, just because like I personally prefer sitting here like talking shit and doing my own thing when it comes to explaining stuff and video guides. And some of the other YouTubers, you know, they're very like collaborations every other video, which is awesome. That's totally fine. But in terms of like my videos and the way I like to make content, I don't really enjoy that stuff like as much. I mean, I don't mind the occasional collab. And there are some people that I like to do like really odd and quirky stuff with, like, you know, when I worked with Dorky DD Dave to do that Luke Cage diss track, that was really fun. But just for like the general gameplay collabs, I think as Marvel Contest of Champions doesn't really have any multiplayer, I just prefer like doing my own thing when it comes to like the video guides and information. Oh no, I really enjoyed the Crystal Wars with Yeet, but I think one of the problems is, like, when I do a collab with one YouTuber, it puts me in a bit of a difficult spot with the others, because, you know, if I do a Crystal Wars with Yeet, and there are so many YouTubers in the Marvel Contest of Champions community, if I've said, like, no to a few collabs, and I'm like, let's do a Crystal Wars with Yeet, then I'll get, like, so many people, like, messaging me, like, oh, you know, why are you collabing with this guy and not this guy? And mainly just because, you know, I've got a bit of a different approach in terms of my content creation and how I run my channel to the other YouTubers, in the fact that I need to meet certain daily thresholds and reach certain targets and numbers in order to kind of grow as a business and as a full-time career. So in order to do that, I need to, you know, dedicate a lot of time and resource to doing that, so I don't have time to like collab with absolutely everyone. And it's a bit of politics, it's a bit of fun, but you know, I try to collab and get involved with stuff where I can, but mostly I just kind of like chilling here, guys, enjoy doing my own thing for the most part. Who do you think the Act 5 boss will be? It's either going to be Infinity Thanos or the Grand Master. Either one, I'm not too sure. I mean, it could be Infinity Thanos. I believe Thanos at the moment in game has 2 Infinity Gems, so it's probably going to have 4 acts. So it could be that the first 3 acts, you know, he finds like 1 gem in each, and then the final one, you know, he's got the Infinity Gauntlet, or it could be the Grand Master. I think from the teaser, what was it? Brazil Comic Con, it's probably going to be the Grand Master, but we don't know for sure. Do you think they will add Carnage? Yeah, probably around the release of Spider-Man: Homecoming, or what else? Well, there's a Punisher versus Carnage event been teased. Yes, YouTube is my full-time job. We're doing pretty well at the full-time YouTube gig now. Last month, guys, we got just under 1.5 million views on the channel, which was a tiny, you know, it paid for a few crystal openings. See, why am I so ugly? It's genetics, man. Genetics, and just, you know, I'm ugly on the inside, so it does reflect quite clearly on the outside as well. It could be Ultron. It could be. It's probably not going to be Ultron, you know. That would be very anticlimactic as the Act 5 boss. Might be Galactus too. I'd be interested to see how they would implement a Galactus fight in the game, but I think it's probably, I reckon it's a toss-up between Grandmaster and Infinity Thanos, but we shall see. Which iOS device are you using to play? So I play on an iPhone 6s. How Good Is series? I kind of replaced the How Good Is series with Champion of the Day, just because one of the things that I get, if I ever say a champion isn't amazing, like, so many people will just fucking like go to town on me. They'll be like, no, Spider-Gwen's the best champion in the game. What are you on about, Seaton? You're just hating on her because you're a bad player. Get so many of those comments, man, so many. So I decided to do Champion of the Day and focus on the more positive aspects and potential uses of champions to, you know, save my Save my emotions, guys. You know, those comments, man. I'm a sensitive guy. They hurt me. They hurt me. Are you not going to go back to my question? Dragon, what was your question, dude? Ask it again, man. I'm answering as many as I can, but, you know, 327 people here. Trying to do it as rapidly as I can. Wait, what was that about the Punisher versus Carnage event? I'll quickly show you guys the timeline. I think Trugos has it somewhere on his Facebook page. We'll just bring this up and talk about maybe the future of Marvel Contest of Champions and what these boys be working on at the moment. Let's just close all of my Facebook inboxes. Too many people trying to slide into the DMs today, guys. Okay. Ah, there it is. So here's the timeline. Right, is this the... Ah, okay, wonderful. So let me just get this image up in a new tab, and let's bring it onto the screen here. So again, yeah, this is the timeline for the upcoming year. So this is 2017. Toward the start of it, we're going to see Act 5, and it looks like the Grand Master is probably going to be the final boss. And then actually, I think that actually the Deadpool event's going to be before that, and then we have some sort of mystery event after the release of Act 5, Guardians of the Galaxy 2, Spider-Man, and then we've got PVC, which appears to stand, and we're not 100% sure on this, but a lot of people are speculating that it's going to be a Punisher versus Carnage event. So we might see the introduction of both a Netflix Punisher and also a very badass version of Carnage. So, excited for that. And then we have Thor 2 Ragnarok, probably going to see a Gladiator Hulk, and then Black Panther, which I have no idea what we're going to see for Black Panther, but it should be pretty good. What do you think about Cable's moveset? I think both Cable and Gwenpool have some pretty dope animations. They're very, very cool. You can like my Facebook page, but, you know, please don't add my personal Facebook. Hey, Cian, could we check out your mastery setup? It's exactly the same, actually, as on the video, Cian's mastery setup back from September. Hasn't changed a bit since then. I need to redo my masteries before I enter the Labyrinth of Legends to kind of, you know, maximize my efficiency for that. Because stuff like Willpower in the Labyrinth of Legends is going to have no benefit at all. But, you know, just, we need some raw damage, boys. Yes, Transformers Forged to Fight for Android users. If you go onto Facebook and look up our global community, Transformers Forged to Fight global community, somebody actually got a working Android APK for it. So if you want to download Transformers Forged to Fight and you're on an Android device, the instructions are in that community. If you apply for that, I'll accept you. Seeing how old am I? I'm 21, my friend. Still quite a young man. Is Act 5 coming this month? No, it's most likely going to be in February, maybe March. We're not too sure. Bro, somebody said, bro, where are the bitches at? Well, I hate to let you guys know, right? But as a YouTuber, I have analytics. I have a lot of analytics. I have a lot of statistics as to who watches my videos in terms of like a male to female ratio. And this is also probably quite similar in terms of the population split in Marvel Contest of Champions, and it's 97% male and 3% female. And you can probably bet that, you know, a good 2.9% of that 3% are dudes that just selected female for the banter on YouTube. But yeah, guys, it's a predominantly male audience. Seeing when is my birthday? It's the 17th of January. You know, if you want to put that in your calendar, get me some presents. Actually, I have no idea what I want, but you know, maybe some Spider-Gwen t-shirts. That's it. Am I still playing Galaxy of Heroes? I haven't logged in since Transformers released, but up until then I was. I'm level 65 still. I'm not quite there. Sausage Fest. That is an accurate term to describe the Marvel Contest of Champions community. Is there a 5-star Daredevil? Not that I'm aware of. I saw somebody with a 5-star Luke Cage though. Pretty crazy. Must have got that as one of the first like champions you could go for as a featured 5-star. And wow, I feel sorry for that guy who spent 15,000 5-star shards to get a 5-star Luke Cage. Damn. Cian, do you know a good synergy team for Realm of Legends with Dupe Star-Lord? Cian, this is X-Men Avenger with my other account. I just heard you say that you don't like working with others. That's the same reason I don't fuck with Super Gaming Family. I guess you're too good like him. It's not really a case of being too good, X-Men. It's more of a case of I just enjoy doing my own thing. Like, I don't think that I'm better or too good for any other YouTubers. It's just like when it comes to creating my own content and my own videos, I just enjoy doing my own thing by myself. And I mean, if you can't, like, that's all I can say, dude, really. When do I study? I don't study at all, dude. Apart from, like, I do a lot of reading in Marvel Contest of Champions and Transformers Forged to Fight. Just learn as much as I can, but that's about it. If Carnage comes out for crystals, do you think it will be worth investing in him? Well, it depends how good Carnage is. Oh, thank you very much for the kind words, Paul. I appreciate that. Why do I hate Luke Cage and Spider-Gwen? I don't hate Luke Cage and Spider-Gwen. They're great champions, guys. What happened with Wolverine Weapon X? I think they just added him as a boss. I don't think that he's coming as a playable character, which is a little bit unfortunate. But I kind of understand there are already, like, what is it, 3 variants of the Wolverine character. So, yeah, I don't think we need a 4th. But it was a pretty cool version of the Wolverine, though. I really like that. Guys, I'm not ignoring any questions. I'm just trying to frantically read chat as we scroll down. Infinity Seaton is the Act 5 boss. It'd be too OP, man. Nobody would ever clear it. What's my War and Alliance rating? Will we face my Alliance soon? I think we're at just under 1,500 rating now, so... we're doing pretty well, man. If you're in the tier... I think we're tier 1 or tier 2. So it's pretty decent, man. See, and I just duped my 4-star Electro. Are you jealous? I'm pretty jealous, man. That's some very, very nice prestige and a really top-tier Alliance War Defender. Yo, Cian, what's better for a newer player? 100% the story or do the daily event quest to build up my roster? It's probably... You probably want to, wow, it depends, really. I think you want to prioritize the event quest. I did a video on advice for newer players called The Progression Path. I think it was about 3 weeks ago now. But I talked about how you probably want to prioritize the monthly events like Howard on Hyperion's Holiday Hijinks over the main story quest, just because the rewards you can get from them are only available for a very, very limited amount of time. So, whereas the story quest, you know, that stuff is going to be there forever. So that's probably what your priority wants to be. But if you do need upgrade components, then yeah, be sure to do the daily quest whenever you can. When are we getting in the news segments again? I do need to return them at some point, Robbie. I've been too lazy recently. Haven't kind of messed about with that series. But I do want to go back to it. I definitely do. Will Thanos ever be more available to players? I think Thanos is probably always going to be one of those champions that is very exclusive as this kind of like big endgame reward, a trophy for being one of the best players in the game or one of the players with the biggest wallets. So I don't think he's ever going to be readily available, or if he is, it might be in a 3-star version or a 2-star version. It would be nice if the mystery monthly reward this month was like a 3-star Kang or Thanos. That'd be pretty decent. Seen as a horrible Alliance member. Oh, okay, well, the Dutch Vegas show. Actually, I don't know if you're being sarcastic or not. It's hard to tell, guys. See, your B-Day is a day before my mum's. Wow, that's a fun fact, my friend. Do I watch any series, cartoons, and or animes? I actually, I loved Attack on Titan. I watched that like a few weeks ago. It was really, really great. I've recently been watching Death Note as well. That's pretty awesome. Really enjoying the storyline. They're so well written. But I'm getting a little, what was it? Attack on Titan was the first anime I watched. And I really, really enjoyed it. So I dove into Death Note as well, and I'm really, really enjoying that. So guys, if you want to send me some dank anime suggestions, I will accept your tweets. I love your videos. Thank you very much, Alex. I appreciate that. Who should I take into Realm of Legends with Star-Lord and Guillotine? Probably some sort of crit team. I think probably like Wolverine, Storm, and Magneto is probably the best supporting combination. See, and why are your noodles soggy? Well, probably because they have a large amount of moisture associated with them. More excited for Cable or Gwenpool? Definitely Cable. Am I salty? Right now, not right now, but you know, after opening a batch of premiums, the answer to that is usually yes. Oh, I do need to get back into watching Full Metal Alchemist. That was pretty good. I actually watched a few episodes of that a couple of years ago, but I keep on forgetting to watch more of it. Deep Tack. Very good, my friend. Very good. Yeah, I'm very excited for Season 2 of Attack on Titan. Hey, Cian. Electro 550 or 5-star Spider-Man 345. I think, Jackin, if your Spider-Man is duped, I'd go with the Spider-Man. If he's not duped, then I'd probably definitely go with the Electro. Just because Spider-Man, again, I don't think he becomes like a really amazing champion until you dupe him and awaken him and get that amazing evade. Apparently I'm shit opening crystals, which is quite right. I mean, tapping a crystal to stop is quite difficult, and I haven't fully mastered it yet. Will I win my current war? Probably. They haven't got any more boss kills, so it looks like we're in pretty good standing at the moment. Yeah, that's pretty good. Pretty good. We are most likely going to win our current war. Thoughts on Mordo as a sub-boss versus boss node? Can you elaborate? So, in terms of Mordo as a defender, he's only really well utilized on nodes that aren't stun immune, because, you know, the big kind of like amazing thing about Mordo is that if you stun him, you get punished really, really hard. So I think like as like a boss or a sub-boss, apart from maybe the node on the far right, I don't think he's that great. Just because, you know, you don't take full advantage of the character, and champions like, you know, Spider-Man, Magic, Juggernaut, Ultron, I think they're much better in comparison. How much do I think is safe? Black Panther Arena. Safe? Well, since you've said the word safe, and the feature, you know, featured champion is Hyperion, I guess the safe number would probably be about 6.5 million. It went for 5.3 million in the first round. So I think if you want to be safe, then 6 million. Maybe that's a little bit overkill, but I think if you probably want to get the champion, 5.5 million. But then again, I'm of the mindset, you know, if you're going to grind like 5.5 million to get champion, you might as well like maybe, you know, do another round and get to 6 million just for like peace of mind. Mordo is amazing on Thorns. Yes, he's very, very good on Thorns as well. And also, yeah, regular Wolverine is very good for a lot of the mini-boss and boss nodes. Oh, I would love that Blaze. I definitely need to, I'd love to get a 4-star Mordo. Really like that champion. What was the Power Red quest? It came with a power pack. It's really nothing interesting in terms of rewards. Just gives you like this this 3-star crystal that is limited to a certain number of champions, none of which are actually that amazing, apart from Guillotine. Guillotine's alright, but like, I think, you know, in terms of people who actually need 3-star champions, you're probably better off with a 3-star crystal, because that way you can get Scarlet Witch and win the game. Who's your favorite Marvel character, in-game or not? Shout out to Joey, man. Thank you for all the support on the channel, man. I've noticed quite a few of your comments popping up recently. Favorite, you know, I've always been a big Spider-Man fanboy. Like, I remember when I was like 7, 8, I just had like the Spider-Man web shooter that like shot silly string. It was pretty decent, man. It's pretty decent. Why am I wearing the same t-shirt for like 4 days? I'm actually not wearing the same t-shirt for like 4 days. Yesterday we were wearing a Luke Cage t-shirt, so that's some quite inaccurate information dishing out there. Who would you awaken as a 3-star other than the God tier champions? Well, mainly the God tier champions, but it really depends, I guess. Who are good 3-stars to awaken? We can have a look at some of them. I think I probably did quite a good video covering this and mainly answering this question called like best 3-star characters to max, where I covered some of the best options to get up to that sweet max level. So yeah, I think that video probably has a more in-depth answer to your question. When is the Labyrinth of Legends run happening? Soon. I want to get it. Well, give it a shot ideally before the end of the year. So sometime in the next 2 weeks. But ladies and gentlemen, we've got about 2 minutes left on the live Q&A. I want to do it for an hour. I've been sat here talking for about 58 minutes now. God, you guys just keep on bombarding with the questions. But I love it, guys. Absolutely love it. What do I think of Black Panthers in Civil War? Do you mean like the Civil War variant in the game? If you're talking about, yeah, Black Panther Civil War, an amazing Alliance War defender, not a great champion to play in comparison to Black Panther, but is really, really good for Alliance War defense. How OP is Dupe Scarlet Witch with 4-star? Very, Connor, very, especially when you pair her with a crit team. Can I do a video where people send me stuff? I don't have a PO box yet. I'm slightly hesitant to get one, but maybe in the future, guys. How good is a duped Elektra? Duped Elektra is all right, Daniela. I think one of the drawbacks of Elektra is that Black Widow is a much better champion than Elektra, And like Crossbones is a much better champion than Electra, so I think that's kind of where she suffers a little bit, because kind of one of her main uses for the skill champions is to have those abilities and perks where they bypass defensive ability accuracy, and Black Widow does that phenomenally well, like to perfection at dupe level 99. And Crossbones with his stacks of Fury can build that up quite easily, whereas Electra, she does that with her level 1, which actually doesn't even have a 100% chance to apply. So it can be a little bit clunky and not make the champion so great a lot of the time, and also relies on the target not being debuff immune, which is something that you face quite a bit in Alliance War sometimes, and on quests like Road to the Labyrinth. So I don't think Electra is that great of a champion, to be honest. I just think, yeah, there are better skill champions. How far am I in Master Mode? Haven't done the final Master Mode Hyperion yet. Might do in a video soon. Seeing Daredevil or Crossbones? Well, if it's the classic version, well, they both have their pros and cons, man. Both have their pros and cons. Crossbones is good for bypassing defensive ability accuracy. Daredevil is good for stunning opponents and also passively evading those projectiles. So it's pretty good. So, ladies and gentlemen, that is it for the Q&A. An hour is up. Thank you all for stopping by. I hope you enjoyed this this first live stream Q&A. It's been quite a long one. I can't believe we've been sat here for an hour just answering questions. But ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for tuning in. Really appreciate all the support on the live stream this evening. If you guys enjoyed the live stream, it's going to be available on demand, so feel free to smash that like button. That'd be greatly appreciated. Apart from that, thank you for stopping by. Appreciate all the support, and I'll see you on the channel very, very soon.